This is my Mercedes GLE 2016 diesel, and I've got a problem with the electronically deployable tow bar. The tow bar is nestled underneath the back bumper, hidden away, and it should electronically deploy. When I activate the button, nothing happens. I've got an error message on the dashboard which I can get rid of by saying OK. But it will come back again. The switch on the seat, on the door, I beg your pardon, is flashing, and it will do flash all the time. So to try to fix it, clearly the rear bumper has to be removed, and full disclosure, I haven't a clue how to get that off. So I'm taking it into my local Mercedes specialist, independent specialist tomorrow, and hopefully they can remove it. I'll drive it home and then I'll have a go at fixing the tow bar. Just like that, magic, bumper off, exposing all this underneath. Let's see what we can find out. I'm hoping that it's just a matter of taking it to bits and cleaning it up. This seems to be the motor that is just buzzing and spinning. So we'll have a look where we can get it off and see what's what. See how we get on. See if this comes on. Oh. That's just a waterproof coating for, that looks like a little motor of some sort. Okay, let's have a little bit more investigation. I'm going to see if I can drop the whole assembly off. It's held on by these two great big bolts. The back there, and getting to the back one is going to be a challenge. I have to undo all the cable ties that are holding the cables on. But these bolts are extremely tight. Extremely tight. So I'm just going to put a bit of WD-40 on, see if I can get that off. Right, got these two nuts off the main mounting bracket. Well, the back mounting bolt won't come out with the tow bar folded. The attached washer to the bolt fouls the tow bar, and I can't slide it out. So I'm going to try taking this cap off to see if there's some gearing that we can release it. I did prizes. You've got 4 lugs in there that marry up with these lugs. So I'll mark it, so I'll make sure I put it back together the right way. So beneath that cap is like a planetary wheel and sun wheel. And it seems okay, so I put that back on. I didn't want to pull all the gears off, and everything seems okay. So I'm going to take this motor assembly off from this side and just undo these torque screws here. I'll come back to you when I've got them all loose. They're not very tight. Right, I've taken this end cap off, which we've got some electrical connections there. I'll unplug those and then I should be able to remove that whole assembly. I'll just push the grommet through from the back to give me cable space. Right, so I've taken all those fixings out. Let's see what happens when I try to remove this. Doesn't want to come out just yet. I'll put the phone down and just double check I haven't left a fixing in there. Right, okay, 20 minutes later. There was one more fixing at the back that I couldn't see. So now this doesn't want to come off. So let's see if we can take it off from here. So on the inside, if you can see, so you've got these hexagon bolts all the way around, which I imagine would release this. So I'm going to undo that bolt, that nut on the top of that gear, which hopefully will allow me to remove this motor assembly, which then I can get to the hexagon bolts to release that, to see what's going on. Watch this space. So this cog that was on that spline shaft came off very easily, and you can see there's these little hex heads here, which hopefully then I can take this assembly off and get to these big hexagon bolts. So I'll take this assembly off now. Right, well, I've been scratching my head. I can't get those little hex bolts out because they are very, very tight, tiny. 2.5 millimeter is the size of the Allen key, and they don't want to come. So what I'm going to do is either shear them off or round them off. I've just reassembled everything with the covers off and with the gears showing, and tried operating the tow bar again, and nothing happens at the gears. It's just get a buzzing from the motor. I've disconnected it again, as you can see. So I'm sure the problem is in that motor assembly. It's just not engaging or something stripped. So I'll have a go at getting it out. I doubt if I can, but I'll have a go. I'll let you know. Okay. Well, after a lot of faffing about trying to get the rear mounting bolt out, the one at the back, and it wouldn't come out because it was fouling the top of the tow bar assembly. So with my little Dremel tool, I ground off part of the built-in washer and then knocked it out so it came out. So now I've got the whole assembly off. I can hopefully get to removing this motor part and having a look and see what's what. I'll probably disconnect the shaft there with a it's got a grub screw, and I'll try and pull that off, get the motor off. Well, I couldn't get the loom off for the trailer board because that disappears right up in the back of the car over here, and it goes bonkers miles to the front of the car. So I've just pulled the whole assembly up on the back board here, and I'm endeavouring to get this bracket off. I'll take that circlip off in a minute, then hopefully I can get this off, which is the motor assembly, and then I can get that on the bench and hopefully strip it out. these little bolts were very tight and Loctited in, and I had to use an impact driver to get them off, but I got them off. Everything I've been doing on this is a complete workup, so I've been at this now about 4 or 5 hours, so hopefully I can get this motor assembly off and get it on the bench, and we'll see what we can see. So at last I've got the motor assembly off on the bench, and I'll endeavour to take it to bits to see what's going on. Got to get the grub screw out of that cog and those 4 retaining screws, and it's probably all sealed, but we'll have a go. It's not working, so it can't be any worse than it is. Well, those 4 little black retaining screws came out quite easily. They're the tiniest torque that I got, and there's a grub screw on this cog which fortunately I can see, because if it was around the other side I wouldn't be able to rotate this housing because it's all part of that. So I'll take that grub screw out and hopefully the cog will fall off. It's on a spline, and then I can pull the motor off. Yep, and bingo, pulled it off. I virtually had to take the grub screw completely out before it came off, and it was tight on the spline. I put a bit of 3-in-1 oil on it. So let's see what's going on inside there. Okay, well, once I got the motor off and I pulled this front piece off to expose planetary gearing, and this piece here that goes in the planetary gearing there, and there you can see all the strip teeth. Believe it or not, plastic teeth. It's driving the tow bar from planetary gears in there, and they're plastic teeth as well. So it is beyond DIY repair. I think I'm going to have to try and find, I don't suppose I can buy that as a component. Probably have to buy the complete motor, probably have to buy the complete tow bar. Mercedes-Benz locally want £199 just to look at it, to tell me what's wrong with it before they can go any further. So I'm going to put an order into my local vehicle salvage company, Silver Lake in Southampton, who are excellent, and they'll put me on a want list. They say they get them from time to time, but it might get one tomorrow, it might be next year. But I'm going to have to live without the tow bar for a while. Sorry it's not better news. I'll put it all back together and I'll let you know. But if I can, I will get the tow bar deployed and locked out so that I can at least use it, but not electrically. Thanks for watching. So I showed this, I took a picture of it and showed it to my son, and the clever so-and-so did a reverse image search on the internet and came up with a part number. So after a week or so, it's arrived from Germany, and it looks good. Same part number, 405504. I think it was about €272. So let's get the car in, get it apart, stick it on and see what happens. Well, we've been here before, so just a matter of taking this bracket off. That's a very tight, I haven't got a big enough metric, but that's a 13/16 that end, and that's a 15/16 that end. As I remember rightly, I did these FT. I'll put the camera down now and loosen these off. So take the black cap off the end. just on a bayonet. Shove the grommet through, release the two electrical connectors, and there we have same part number. So all we've got to do, take that off, swap them over, put them back together, that's all. Once all the housing bolts are removed, carefully set aside with the gasket, and we're back to that. This cog's got to come off to get access to these tiny little fixings beneath, so I can pull this whole assembly off and get to this. So I'll just remove this cog. There we have it all put back together. It was a bit fiddly. These little black screws that self-tap into the plastic housing were awkward to get to. I had to go through with although they're Torx, I had to use just an Allen key to get through to them. Small Allen key, I think it's 2mm, and as I was tightening them up, the Allen key was twisting. Anyway, they seem pretty tight. I've tightened up the grub screw, so let's see if we can put it all back together. I'm a bit concerned about getting that cog in the wrong place, but we'll have a go. And there we have it. So I'll take that on the bench now and swap those motors over. There was a circlip on that shaft, so just be aware of that. Right, see what we can do. So, all in and temporarily plugged up. Seems to be functioning okay. I'll now put lock nuts on, etc, etc, and put it back together. I won't disturb any of the settings of the cogs, but that should be okay. Just the job.